Hello, everybody. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast, Spiritual Sense, as well as my YouTube channel. Today is Tuesday, March the 2nd. March the 1st. And I'm going to do the daily card reading for today. I like to start off by saying that this podcast is for entertainment purposes. Meaning if it just so happened to coincide with what you believe in or some events that are occurring in your life, that may be by chance or even by happenstance. So in this podcast, I go over things such as the occult, pagan belief systems and practices, angels, demons, spirit guides, paranormal, supernatural type of topics, hauntings, curses, demonology, and I also incorporate the daily tarot card reading into this podcast as well. So before I begin, I'd like to state that pay homage to the Orishas that I favor, Yamaya, Shango, Bashet, and Osiris. So Father, Supreme Being of all being, thank you for this day. I ask for clarity, wisdom, insight, knowledge, and capability as I do this reading. Today, I don't know what the reading is on, but I do feel like it is a relevant reading. And so let me proceed. So I'm working with the Psychic Tarot deck card today, okay? And I'm going to proceed with the reading. So I'm going to pull my cards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So while I spread out my cards, I like to state that I favor the Celtic Cross, which is a 10-card spread. You have 6 cards in the middle, and you have 4 additional cards, okay? So, card 1 is going to be on... card 1, I have Partnerships and Alliance. The Obstacle or Hindrance, I have Rest and Rejuvenate. Card 3, I have Mental Conflict. Card 4, I have Balance. Card 5, I have Emotional Loss. Card 6, I have Positive Movement Forward. Right now, I feel like this reading, oftentimes I get visited by spirits. And God puts a lot of things into my being and my revelation. You know how when you're sleeping, but you're not in a deep sleep, but you're kind of like in between a deep sleep and wakefulness, and oftentimes I cycle in and out of, throughout the night with my sleep patterns. So I feel like this reading is applicable to that situation. I feel like this reading is applicable to someone who either, I feel like it's health related, for number one. I feel like it's health related. I feel like it's in reference to someone who has had a stroke or potentially has had a series of stroke, and you wanted some clarity as to how you can manage that in essence. So I do have a healthcare background. The capacity is as a nurse, but I get higher inclination from God. I do. So I did a ritual on yesterday where I felt like I needed more insight and clarity. And he was able to give me that as I laid down to go to bed last night. And one of the things he mentioned to me in regards to circulation, like I feel like this is in reference to somebody who is having some issues with circulation, particularly in the head. Like in regards to a stroke or blockage or something of that nature. So, it mentioned to me that a lot of your dental is very important and prevalent in regards to circulation. Now, as we have, heard in, recent over the last few years, literature that, teeth and heart has a lot to do with itself. Teeth and circulation has a lot to do with it, and particularly if you are dealing with some circulatory issues in regards to your thinking and your brain. Okay, so I mentioned that you want to have good oral hygiene and oral health. Is what it mentioned to me. Okay, we all know this. However, it also mentions that infection by way of your mouth. Anytime you have a cut or anything on your mouth, in your mouth, or what have you, that can, in turn, can circulate into your system and travel to your brain, and it can cause some confusion. Okay, so in the event where you feel as though your brain, your thinking is cloudy, and you may have some issues with your thinking and things of that nature, good oral hygiene is very important and relevant to that, because it has a lot. The infection process causes a lot of mucus and thickness within your circulatory system, which in turn can affect circulation and can cause and perpetuate more circulatory problems. It also mentioned to me that heat, as a result of an infection, can cause, or inflammation by way of heat, can assist in increased trauma, and that in itself can cause some type of bleeding in the brain. Now, this is what it revealed to me. I haven't spoken to anybody. As I mentioned, I get visited by guides, and they put images and stuff in my third eye. Okay, so we're going to begin. Card 1, I have partnerships and alliances, rest and rejuvenate. As I mentioned, oftentimes I can read the card verbatim, or it could be a way of interpreting the card. So, it's partnerships and alliances. Partnerships that can be the coming of things, or this helps with that, or what have you. Rest and rejuvenate. Okay, so card 3, I have mental conflict. So this is something in relation to the mind. Card 4, the root of the issue, or the reason, balance. So there's some when there's too much of something, that's what causes a lot of conditions and concerns, such as stroke or blockages as such. So you want to maintain good oral hygiene as such, because that a lot of that can affect the thinking process as well. Emotional loss. So I have emotional loss towards the love. That is very important. It's very relevant, and it's very important, because that has a lot to do with your circulatory system. Card 6 to the right, positive movement forward. So in order for you to increase your circulatory system, it's going to take managing things that can affect the circulatory system, such as fluids, the minerals and things that you need, your electrolytes and things of that nature, which can help in turn with thinking, your thinking processing and cognition as such. Okay. Card 7, I have spiritual union card. So I feel as though when you bring balance, when you bring a balance, homeostasis, when you get your blood balanced by way of, removing of toxicities, and try to keep your blood balanced as much as possible, you can prevent and contain and manage not only your mental concerns, but also heart disease, because it all ties up into the same thing as well. So what in essence, to sum it up as to what I'm saying, a lot of mental concerns is by way of circulatory things that are occurring in the brain. So when you have somebody that is presented with something that's circulatory or mental wise, and something is going on with their circulation by way of the brain, is what it mentioned to me. Okay. Card 8, surrounding, accelerated motion. So I feel as though oftentimes when you are presented with things such as this, it doesn't speed up the heart rate, as well as because the heart rate is being sped up because there's something going on with the circulation. Okay. Card 9, awareness, hopes, fears, and dreams. So once you have become aware of that, once you educate yourself and become aware of that, it let me know that God would guide you to where you need to go to treat those conditions. So that's why you want to ask to bring clarity and insight and bring the right spirits in, because you would do it without even thinking about it. It's the point. If you simply ask Him to guide you, He's going to guide you in the direction that you'll do it without even thinking about it. It's the point. So I do feel like this reading is medically related in regards to the pathophysiological effects by way of the circulation in the brain, which may be perpetuated by what? A mental concern or a mental illness. Okay? Card 10, stand your ground. This is the outcome. So, in essence, I feel like in doing these things, you want to try to stand up as much as possible, meaning don't lay in one position all the time. If you are somebody that sits down a lot, particularly sits down a lot for your job, you want to get up and get your circulation going. If you're someone that lays in the bed all the time, you want to get up and at least stand, but you want to sit before you stand. Okay? And for a few minutes a day, this will help to even out the circulation, because the blood will begin to settle in certain areas of the body, and in turn it will have a trickling effect or a domino effect. So you want to make sure that you are maintaining some sense of balance by way of homeostasis. You want to make sure that you're getting your circulation right and able to prevent a lot of conditions from occurring, okay, or at least managing the conditions that you may have, okay. So I do feel like this was a relevant reading that somebody needed to hear. It was placed on my spirit to speak on such topics. I get higher critical thinking capability, particularly during the night. Make sure you drink plenty of fluids if you are able to. Maintain good body health, and I'm going to begin on my journey. Try to cut out so much toxic things and processed things. Do it in moderation. But I did get me some superfood greens that I'm going to begin to incorporate and eat more of, or what have you, because I found that smoothies helped a lot with me. I will make smoothies every day, and I haven't made a smoothie in a few months now, but I think that helps a lot in getting those nutrients in that the body needs and craves. Okay, I also want to speak on a topic, and I know this may be totally off key, but it did mention to me that a lot of substance abuse as well as illicit drug abuse was by way of the body lacking the things that it needs, proper nutrition, and the body is craving what it needs, and when it begins to get it in a synthesized potent way. It becomes very thirsty for it. That's centrally what it is, because of a lack of proper nutrients. Now, it revealed that to me, have to be, I know, about a year and a half, 2 years now. Okay? So, if you call upon your spirit guides, your warrior angel, protective angels, and spirit guides to give you infinite knowledge, capability to enhance cognition, to think on a higher scale and a higher level of things, he will put things into your spirit. He will. That you never really gave much thought to. Okay? So I do thank you for tuning in to this episode of Spiritual Sense. I do have other podcasts that I have on my other YouTube channel, which is entitled The Holistic Health Approach, under my name, Sharonda King. I have a Holistic Health podcast where I go over vegan, vegetarian recipes, as well as natural home remedies for minor health concerns. I have the podcast Health Matters, where I incorporated some mental well-being into that podcast as well as Ancient Ancestry, where I go over cultures, customs, and beliefs from around the world. Okay? So if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you're more than welcome to comment below. Until then, you have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.